my 1978 Lincoln Continental Mark V. I'm currently doing the water pump. So you can see there's a lot of space. A lot of space. Once you remove the power steering pump and the brackets, I left this one on. You don't really need to remove it. You don't have to go through the hassle of removing it. You still have, access to the water pump and everything of that sort. And I removed the alternator, the AIR pump, or the smog pump, and the brackets that attach them, all the belts. It's pretty easy to do so. As you can see, very old and corroded. Gonna have to replace some hoses and lines. This water pump is very spent. This job needed to be done a long time ago. See all that play? Still spins freely. And unfortunately, the two bolts that go into the timing cover broke. One of them was actually coming out just a tiny bit, so that's better, I guess. It's loose, at least, just a little bit loose. So if I'm gonna remove it later, this one too. I'm gonna be doing timing cover gaskets and timing chain and sprockets as well, so I kind of expected that to happen. That's why I got those things. I recommend, and many other people recommend, to while you're doing the water pump on these 460s, oh yeah, this is a 460 big block, 7.5 liters, that you do the water pump, timing cover gaskets, timing chain, and timing chain sprockets, so you get all that out of the way. Hello everyone. So I removed the radiator because I needed more space to take out the actual crankshaft pulley, and it's extremely easy to actually remove the radiator. You see, that's the AC condenser by the looks of it. It's just two bolts like that from here to here, and just disconnect these lines, these coolant lines going to the transmission, and of course the radiator hoses. And that's pretty much it. I mean, geez, it's extremely easy to work on this car. There it is. See that? This upper thing right here? I think it comes loose from the actual radiator itself. But yeah, came off with it. That's good. So, here's the crankshaft pulley bolt. 15/16. And I just used my air gun and my compressor. 100 psi right there. That's it, and it came right off. Wow, I'm very surprised it came so easily off. Now I gotta get these 4 bolts off, which will be pretty easy, and then just pull the crankshaft pulley out, and that's it. Okay everyone, so I have this crankshaft pulley puller, and I'm getting ready to pull the crankshaft that is currently moving out. It's being pulled out, and this is how I have it configured. So 2 washers on the nuts that go onto the crankshaft pulley, or sorry, on the bolts, and I make sure to tighten them as much as I can inside there, as least threads as possible showing out, because when there's more threads outside of it, that means there's less structural integrity. So you could strip those threads. You can literally just pull those threads out. It'll be all stripped. So you gotta watch out with doing that. So yeah, I have this, and it's very useful. I got this from Harbor Freight. Very, very useful. They have all sorts of nuts and bolts inside. Well. Okay, gotta watch my step. But they have all sorts of nuts and bolts inside of it. You make sure you put washers on the bolts over here so it spreads the load evenly, because if you don't do that, the heads of the bolts could be ripped right out. So just doing this manually with a wrench, and it's slowly being pulled out. After struggling for a little bit, I got the water pump off, and oh no. Oh no. How the bloody hell am I gonna get that out? Oh gosh. Now let's see what's behind this gasket. Well, oh my gosh. Just as I expected. Piles and piles of dirt and corrosion. Oh my goodness, I'm surprised this car has ran. This car runs pretty freaking good. I'm surprised it runs so good with all that crud inside the water pump. Oh my gosh. What the absolute... Oh my goodness me. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. Look at that. That's terrible. Okay, so I have the fuel pump just pushed out of the way. There's two small bolts right here. They're both 3/8. And then there's two other bolts right here. This shorter one goes right here, the passenger side, and this longer one goes right here, right underneath or right next to the fuel pump, where the fuel pump bolts onto.
All sorts of nuts and bolts inside.